Today's interview is actually with my artist of the decade. I was super hyped that we had the chance to talk to Cody Carson from Set It Off. Serena and I were so lucky enough to have the chance to go to the Starland Ballroom in Sayerville, New Jersey, to talk to Cody at the Medicine Tour, which featured bands The Ones You Forgot, Point North, Belmont, of course Set It Off, and Sleeping with Sirens. So stay tuned for this interview. I know I'm super excited to share it with you, and I can't wait to see what you guys think. Thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Oh, dude, your sneakers are killer.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Cool.
Oh, I got some tape on it.
So we should probably introduce ourselves. I'm Jeanine. I'm the station manager of WCBG.
Awesome. Nice to meet you,
Nice to
Jeanine.
meet you.
I'm Serena. I'm also part of WCBG. Person.
Awesome. Nice to meet
Excited
you.
to be
I'm
here.
Cody.
Hi. Yeah, we know.
Are you guys also attending?
Yes.
Is it
Yeah,
on?
we are.
Awesome. Cool.
Yes, we are.
Sweet. Well, let's rock. Let's do it.
Okay, awesome. So, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
I've
my
been
pleasure.
listening to you guys since, high school.
Oh, that's dope. Hell yeah. Thank you.
The first video I saw, I was telling her in the car, is your Talk Dirty video with the saxophone.
Oh my god, yeah.
Literally the most amazing video to ever
That was
be
just
put
me in my
on.
bedroom just creating it from scratch. I remember my number one goal since I play saxophone, I was like, I need to play that sax part. And then trying to get it to sound exactly like the one in the recording was so difficult because it sounds so vintage in his recording, but I added more sax everywhere, and I think I had my friend mix it because he was way better at mixing than I was.
How long have you been playing sax?
So I actually played clarinet before that. So I was clarinet since age 8, and my grandfather, who lives out in in the Pennsylvania area, an hour away from Philly.
That's right. Where is he from?
Well, they were from Delaware originally. So when I was growing up, he taught me how to play clarinet at age 8.
Okay.
And then I kept playing, and then eventually I wanted to pick up sax so I could play in jazz bands. So I did that as well. So
I was in jazz band.
Oh, jazz band's awesome. It's amazing.
I played trumpet,
Oh, that's what's up. My dad played trumpet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So cool.
I think my dad secretly wanted me to play brass, but he was very supportive. But so I actually try to feature a woodwind instrument that I'll play on every album. So far on every record, there's been clarinet on at least one song.
That's
Which one
awesome.
Yeah.
from Midnight?
From Midnight, it was Unopened Windows. Yeah, it's layered with the ode to Danny Boy in there. But yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I forgot what you originally asked. I'm sorry.
I think it was about saxophone.
I go down rabbit holes. I just
It's awesome.
go on tangents. Yeah.
It's always fun. So, one of the reasons I really wanted to do this interview is you guys are actually my artist of the decade. So.
Oh my goodness, that's so
Yes.
sweet. Oh,
And
I'm honored.
you have been a huge impact on our station. I actually
Wow.
met my programming director because of your band.
No way.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's a small
Crazy.
world.
I never know how to respond to that sort of thing. Just the fact that we could be a part of anything positive like that is really cool. So thank
We
you.
always play your stuff at Move-In Day, and it's kind of iconic because our School of Rock was filmed there. So.
Oh, what?
Yes.
That's awesome.
The big main building.
Kellen and I just quoted that. He said, "You're not hardcore unless you live hardcore," and then I said that The Legend of the Rent was way hardcore. Yeah, that happened on day 4 of this tour.
Oh my god.
We go to the School of Rock.
Yes.
That's so dope. I love that.
And we sometimes forget because it's just where we have class.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
God. Big
legendary.
topic.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, can you tell me a little bit about your writing process?
A lot of it has to do with just life experiences. Whenever I'm going through something, or if I truly believe you don't know how you really feel about something until you actually open up a dialogue and start talking to people about it. So I'm a big believer in venting. I need to stay mentally healthy. So when I'm venting, I'm also figuring out how I feel about a certain topic, and then my thing that I always have to remember is write down what you're talking about. So I have a notepad on my phone called Song Topics, and it's just there was one time we had a friend of ours over at our apartment, and we took these weird personality tests just for fun. And I was like, man, I feel like life is a giant personality test. You're trying to figure out who you are and who everyone else is around you, and where people are trying to label you. And I was like, that could be a cool song. So I wrote down personality tests, and I haven't written it yet, and I wrote down that little synopsis. Well, I have a notepad full of stuff like that. So if I'm going into a session, I don't pull out what I'm going to write about that day until I start hearing what's being created musically. So currently I'm writing with Mike Green, who is our producer for Midnight, and he's a guitarist. And if you kind of just have to understand and know your lane. I know he's better at guitar than I am, so I'm not going to try to write the guitar licks because I don't need to be in that control. I like writing my melodies and the lyrics and the meat and potatoes of the song.
It's a collaboration.
Exactly. I like collabing. I really enjoy collabing because I like feeding off other people. So
if you could collab with anybody, Like anybody in the industry
Bruno
right
Mars.
now.
Bruno Mars.
Nice.
100%.
Sound amazing together.
Thank you. I am such a fan of his, and he is a guy that can play anything as well. So it would be so cool just to sit down and vibe out with, because I know he would just be having a good time, and like that's another big thing is just feeling other people's energy. So I'm very high energy when I'm in the studio. Like if I like something, I'm moving around, I'm dancing to it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it gets you. It's easier to write that way. So yeah, so he'll like write a guitar lick, and I'll be like, and I'll either be like, or like I really love it, or it's okay. And if we love it, then he kind of like starts playing it, and I'll start singing a melody over it. And if we start, you know what? I'll just show you a voicemail of something we've been working on. I feel like it's easier that way. Let me see if I can.
That's so cool because Bruno Mars has been such a big part of like the past decade, and so have you. So it's like having that collaboration would be the coolest thing.
Oh yeah. What's this one? This is probably no, not that one. Oh yeah, this one's called Verse Riffin', and that's how you know we're just trying to see what's gonna work. It's just nonsense. That's my friend Eric.
Ooh, it sounds like so smooth though.
Yeah, and I think it's me trying it out. So yeah, it's like we kind of like get the beat going,
It has
and
a
then
good vibe.
yeah, like we'll I call him what was the word? Oh, it was just a thought vomit. Like that's gross, but like you just I don't try to write the lyrics right away. I just I'll start singing, and then and whatever words come out, and they won't really be coherent sentences, but it's about getting the melody out.
Yeah,
So if the melody starts to feel right over that, then we're like, okay, we're on to something. And then sometimes I'll like say a word, like I think in that one was called Play Nice. But we ended up being like, love you like I hate you like I, and so kind of like that, like love you like I hate you like I love you sort of thing, like, but the lyric ended up being love you like I hate you like I can't live without you, but the in between lyric is play nice. So I was like, man, I started talking about how there's this ex-manager of ours who like we had such a bad falling out with him. He tried to pursue us legally for some shit that like we had nothing, like he had no case at all.
He was just out to attack you.
Exactly. He was very, and that this industry's filled with that. But I still have to see him at industry parties because he still manages other bands. So it's like having to be around people that you know you don't want to be around. So I was like, I would love to write about that. Like, and we called it Play Nice. Like, you know, like
high school never ends.
Yeah. No. Unfortunately, there's people out there. You just gotta kind of have to learn how to deal with them as they come, and you have to be the bigger person and put on a smile and be cordial at that time. But you does mean you have to like them. So so that's like a great example of how we'll like go about writing a song, and we'll keep that process going until we have our verse melody, chorus melody, all of that fleshed out, and then I go in the booth and track it.
So what's your favorite lyric that you've ever written?
Ooh, that's tough. There's so many songs. I'm a big fan of our lyrics in different songs. I think I really love that because that was about a previous relationship of mine where we just kind of fell out of love, and I thought it'd be so cool to compare that to like a song you've heard too many times, and I like just like how it loses its impact from that first moment you heard it, and like that happens with anything in life. So I think that the whole analogy within that it's hard to pick a favorite lyric, but I think also the whole chorus of Happy All the Time I'm proud of too. Like, and I'm happy also that I'm mentioning two more recent stuff because it means that I feel like I'm getting better, which is important. But no, there's they're all my babies. It's hard to pick a favorite.
That's a good answer. Okay, so can you describe your sound for me in 3 words?
For Set It Off sound, particular.
Yeah.
Edgy. Catchy. Fun.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm really excited because I also have been a huge fan for so long, maybe since like just a very long time. And we were in the car, and I like to play this game because this is a question we like to ask a couple of people and bands that we're really into because we're just really curious to see how they perceive themselves.
Yeah.
And edgy and fun.
Yeah.
She's good, right?
Hell yeah! I love that. I'm all about fun. If anyone knows me, it's like I'm the guy on an off day that wants to go do group activities together. Like we just did Dave & Buster's yesterday, and I was like, we should all go. And I like paid for my friend to go because he didn't want to spend the money. Like that's how bad I love being around people and having a good time. But he's also just a great guy, and I wanted him to join us. Right. But I think it reflects into my music. Like I want to make sure I'm gonna have fun singing it on stage. Mm-hmm. So I always try to make sure that's part of it. Yeah.
So what do you do when you're not writing music?
Nothing. I love doing nothing. No, I mean, like, I'll stay home. I don't go out a ton. If I do go out, it's got to be a bar with fun stuff to do. Like, I love barcades. Mm-hmm. I love bars that have, like, darts or pool. Like, I'm about that. But, like, if I can stay home and play video games and watch football, like, I'm going to do that. Like, I love that. I like isolation. As much as I like being extroverted, I do really enjoy my privacy and my time to myself.
So, kind of piggybacking off of that question, your last album, Midnight. Mm-hmm. What's your favorite thing to do at midnight? That's like a fun thing. Not sleep. You can't.
Video games. Video games. 100%.
What's your favorite video game?
Ooh, that's tough. I'd say of this decade, the latest God of War.
What about not of this decade?
I'd have to say Legends of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
See, Legends of Zelda and like a Barbie video game are the only video games
That's
I've
amazing.
ever played.
Ocarina of Time that was on N64 is timeless. I could play it today and enjoy it just as much as playing any new video game that's out today. I love that game. It's so funny to go back and see those graphics though because there's so much worse. But no, that's one of my favorites to play. I also really like sports games. Like I just started playing NBA 2K a lot, and I'm also really into Madden. So yeah, I've been playing the Super Bowl. Like,
do you have a good team?
I'm an Eagles fan.
Yeah. I want to give you another hug.
Are you an Eagles fan?
I'm from Philly.
Yeah, go Birds, yeah.
Oh my god.
I try to go to 2 Eagles games a year.
So did you go crazy when we won?
Are you kidding me? I cried. When we won the Super Bowl, I cried.
Were you at the parade though?
No, so I wasn't. I don't live out here. Okay. So my grandparents live out here. My mom and dad are originally from this area, so the whole family's Eagles fans. So we were actually on tour for the Super Bowl. We were in Edmonton, Canada. Yeah, I know, of all places. And, but we were actually on tour with Sirens, and we asked if we could push our set back to 1 hour. And they did. They were super nice about it, and they sat with us and watched the game, and Kellen saw me literally cry when they won, because, like, my dad, he's passed away, but he was, like, a massive Eagles fan, and I was just like I got to see it. Eagles win a Super Bowl. I lost it. I couldn't believe it. Like, I felt like I was watching it with him and stuff like that, so it was super emotional. I think every Eagles fan understands because it's just been painful never ever getting it.
Yeah.
She came into our dorm room screaming. She was so excited.
Oh yeah, I was in a Cunningham jersey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Randall Cunningham, hell yeah.
She was ready.
I love that.
I was so ready.
That's what's up. Another sad thing though, but like obviously Kobe Bryant just passed away recently.
Yeah.
But the one thing I saw recently that really just got me like just smiling about him was there's this video of him celebrating holding his daughter when they won the Super Bowl. Oh. Just like he's like kicking like, oh my god,
I didn't know he was an Eagles fan.
He's a huge Eagles fan. He's from the Philly area. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It makes it that much more sad. Lost a legend, but yeah.
Okay. What? Ask the question that okay.
The question.
So we have a question.
There's a the question. Okay.
There's a question. Our PR director Grace came up with a question, and it's a question.
Have you ever ate food before? I have. Believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, I do enjoy a food from time to time.
What is your opinion of releasing an artist's unreleased music after they've passed away? Should it be released or should it not?
I think it depends on the intention. I think intention is everything with that. I think some people do it as a cash grab, and that's not okay. Mm-hmm. I think that is, you're taking advantage of tragedy. Mm-hmm. But if it's like the spouse of the person, and they know that their work was their heart and soul, that they want to, and that they would have want the world to hear it, that's a different thing, because that's intention. Right. Like, it's a pure intention. There's certain things like, you'll see greatest hits right after someone passes, and I'm like, come on, that's his major labels just trying to make money off of a death, which I think is gross. So I'm kind of split. It depends on what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, I know it's hard because, like, as a fan, you always want to hear more music. But would the artist actually be happy with what was released?
Because, like, if it wasn't fine, if it wasn't like a finished product, then they'd be turning over in their grave because, like, this isn't how they intended it to be heard. Right, yeah. But if they had a finished album that they were sitting on that they couldn't wait to release and they passed away, I think that person would probably still want it to come out.
See, that's how I kind of felt when they released Kurt Cobain's Notebook.
Yeah?
Like, of all the stuff, because you kind of have what you have on your phone. It's like all his, like, brain dump or his, what did you call it?
Yeah, like thought vomit.
Yeah,
Honestly, I would, if someone released my voice memos after I died, I would be pissed.
Yeah.
Like that, because like that is like it's nonsense. It's
Right.
embarrassing to us, you know, because it's not the full thing. It's
Like
like
you want to be proud
it's
of
like
what's
it's
released.
like it's like a chef releasing ingredients, you know, instead of a finished product. You know, it's like, wow, cool. Like, thanks for the allspice and the coriander, but it doesn't make any sense. Like while it's isolated, but yeah. So probably that.
So our chief engineer actually met you guys in Long Island for a
Love
meet and
Long
greet a
Island.
couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And he had a
People like
question he wanted me to ask you. It was, do you have any pre-ritual things that you do or any superstitions before a show?
We have one. We it's so funny. It goes we when the band first started, our first ritual was we just go Kamehameha. Dragon Ball Z fans, so we did the Kamehameha wave to each other.
Okay.
And then it started with that, and then we added ain't no party like a set it off party because a set it off party is bad. And then like, for one time we had like 30 inside jokes. And the ritual took like 30 seconds to do at one point. We're like, all right, we're cutting all this out. And like so we brought it back to just those two things. So we always have to do that before we always go. We got to wave. We got to wave because Kamehameha wave.
Mm-hmm.
So we always have to get that done. I like to say a little prayer beforehand, and I just hope that. Generally, what I pray for is I just want to have like a great show. I hope I connect with people out there, and that I don't hurt myself.
That's a good hope.
Yeah, and there was one thing where my fiance's mother gave me a $2 bill for good luck. So sometimes I'll try to like kiss that before I leave, before I head out to like the show area. I always bring it with me on tour.
Oh, that's so
It was so cool. Weirdly enough, a fan brought us to VIP. He's like, hey, I want you to know that I have this for good luck, and I want you to have one too. And he gave me a $2 bill. I was like, dude, you have no idea how significant this is.
Oh.
And I just told him about that. So that one's in my my toiletry bag. Yeah.
What's like one of the, besides the Starbucks gift card for your
Yeah.
girl, what's one of the favorite things a fan has given you that you can like recently remember?
Oh, God.
Like most significant.
First thing I thought of was someone did an incredible portrait of my father and like put
Oh.
angel wings on him, and I was just like, yeah, it's so. I got like emotional on that one. And then like there's a quote that people know from him that because I would always talk about in interviews, which was there are no shortcuts to success, because there's this whole story where he left that note for me on a fridge, and it used to piss me off because I thought he was telling me I was slacking when I needed to hear it, and then it ended up being a thing that drove me. So, but they put that quote on it as well. So it was just a very thoughtful gift. Weirdly enough, someone gave me an Eagles coffee mug, and I still have it to this day. I use it every morning. One of them, which was actually a gift from a family member, that one just broke, but the other one's still going strong. I like Eagles gifts. I think they're a lot of fun because I'm so passionate about that team. I just really enjoy football.
Yeah, I definitely feel because it's
Yeah.
more even because I barely understand the sport like full on, like I
It's
don't
really
understand
bad.
it at all.
Mhm.
But
It's really
it's like the family aspect of it, like
Exactly.
watching it with my family, my grandfather, who I'm really close with. It's like
It's an experience. It's a passionate experience. You know, you just want to see your team do well, and you can unite through that thing. I just think it's really awesome. But yeah, there's so many cool things that people bring us. Like, there's some ridiculous. They're so funny too. Like, our fans are hilarious. There's this. We knew we were gonna get weird gifts. Max gave us a heads up. He goes, "We're gonna get worms on a string, and we're gonna get long Furbies."
Oh
which
my
I'm not sure if you're familiar with these.
No.
Worm on a string is like this. It's literally just like a fuzzy worm on a string. It's like the stupidest toy
Oh,
ever.
from like second grade.
Yeah. So
Like the dollar store.
we
Yes.
have tons of them. So what we've decided to do is we just started taping them. So like we have like the way our rig is set up is like you walk on, there's a seat over here, and there's cabinets above. So we taped them to the cabinets. So it's like almost like a beaded, like looking like structure. So we can just
So
like
retro.
run our hands through it. It's so ridiculous looking, but we think it's hilarious. And then yeah, we got long Furbies, which is essentially someone removes the face of a Furby and puts it onto a Furby. They make themselves that's just a longer Furby.
That's horrifying.
It's horrifying. But there's one of my favorite gifts from this tour is someone made 3 paintings. One is each of us has a long Furby, and it's just staring at you with its Furby face. And they used only our darkest lyrics. So like one of them is just me holding my phone as a Furby. It's like not my hair, it's just a Furby, but it says "Feel the fear."
Oh my god.
We saw that we were like crying from laughing when we
Everybody
got
should
that.
patent that idea. You can make like
Yeah.
the next Chucky movies. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, a long Furby like horror film? Let's go. Yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, no, they're incredible. We have the best freaking fans. We just won the Fan Power Award through Rock Sound, and I that's like I feel like that's the best thing we could get because they are truly amazing. Like I feel like people sleep on us so much, and they don't let them, and I love that. Like, we're constantly out here and we're not going anywhere, and I think that everyone makes themselves known. It's great.
We weren't kidding. We play your songs at every event.
Literally.
Like every event.
I love it.
Like literally anything.
What's your go-to if you had to play it?
Okay, so
The entire company.
so according to my Spotify, I listened to Why Worry for 22 hours.
Wow, that's awesome.
She's not kidding.
That's
No,
great.
not.
We're playing that tonight. Yeah.
And we started playing that one at Freshman Move-In, and then after a while, starting playing some of the songs, people started to know the words.
What?
So I kind of like...
Easy chorus to learn.
Yes, yes. And then I started playing some other stuff. Like, I really like different songs, so I started playing that
Sweet.
one.
I wish we made that a single, to be honest with you. But we thought it was too pop because we just came off of a poppier record. We knew we wanted to give our fans more aggressive songs, so didn't make it. But that's my favorite song on the record.
How do you feel about that, by the way? Like bands who start out like really don't. I'm not talking about you. 'Cause
Yeah, no, you're
I
fine.
love you guys no matter what you sound like, but it's more like bands that start off like super aggressive and lean more toward poppy. Like I love Sleeping with Sirens. I've been a fan of them since I was in like 7th grade. It's been like over 10 years, but their sound has changed a lot as they.
Well, you have to evolve with your music. Like it's like if I'm growing up physically and I'm not changing my clothes, I'm not going to be very comfortable. You know what I mean? Like I have to move with what my interests are. And to be honest with you, I was always a pop kid growing up in the first place. Like I listened to NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and TLC and Beyonce and Destiny's Child before I even listened to Fall Out Boy. So my goal since we started the band was how do I merge these sounds, and I didn't know how to do it at first because I only knew power chords and aggressive lyrics with melodies that are not the best right now. Like they were very chaotic at the time because that's all I knew how to do. And as I grew as a writer, I started to learn. Now I'm understanding how to do it. And I'm writing with our friend Brandon Paddock, who we wrote "Why Worry" with, and I was like, oh my God, you're helping me unlock this door to this sound that I've always wanted to be able to create. So it's, if anything, it's usually an evolution of a writer finally finding themselves. And not everyone's always on board with it, which is what sucks. But at the end of the day, you started doing this because you wanted to do it for you.
Yeah,
so you have to,
like, I love that because sometimes fans get so mad and they're like, they don't sound the same, they don't like them anymore.
And that's fine.
Like,
You go listen to that record.
but you're like, you're an artist. Like, I love that. Like, seeing an artist.
Yeah.
And artists can form, like, different.
And now my goal is, like, I want to... I think with Upside Down, I'm really proud of that record, but I understand why people didn't latch onto it as much. As first of all, it's way more major key and happy. To write a record. People like me when I'm angry, and that's something you have to know your audience. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
So I use songs now more so for just venting and happier stuff. I just feel, which is fine. I don't have to write because no one likes hearing about other people's happiness. It's like, cool, good for you. I'm miserable. You know what I mean? Like that's like how it usually feels. So it's not that I don't think people don't appreciate my happiness. I think they just need the angry songs, and that's what they're used to getting. And I gave them something different. And so Midnight was our way of finding out how to merge everything and find that perfect balance finally. And I think that's what we did. And now I'm in this. I'm writing already. I already have 14 songs. Working towards the next record, but I'm not going to use all 14. My goal is I try to write a ton of songs and then narrow them down so that there's quality and quantity, and that's how you get your better records. If you go and you only write 12 songs and you have a 12-song record, some of those songs aren't going to be too good. That's just how it is. And like I still write songs. I'm like, this is weird. Like it's part of it, but it's a fun process. Enjoy it.
Someone once told me that the super happy songs that you actually listen to, once you listen to the lyrics, are sometimes the saddest things you've ever heard.
Oh wow.
And like sometimes I've never realized it. And
yeah.
Sometimes like how you were saying, Upside Down is such a happy record.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you like think about it from personal experience, it's like, oh wait, it's about growing up and trying new things.
Yeah.
And finding your footing.
And actually, the story behind Life Afraid is really sad. So I don't know if you guys know the story behind that, but it was because I wrote that on the day of the attacks in Paris. Because of obviously what happened. There was a mass shooting at this venue that we played at. It was called the Bataclan. It was the first time we ever toured overseas. The last show was in Paris at the Bataclan. So I remember that venue. We made memories at that venue. So thinking about like it could have happened to us, and then like now we're about to go overseas again, and I'm afraid. It was like I didn't want to write that day because I was like, man, like this is devastating. Like we were supposed to write that day, and I was like, Brandon, I don't think I can do it. He goes, okay, man, you don't have to. You can take a mental day. So we went and got food, and then came back. And I was like, you know what? No, that sucks. I can't let their actions stop me from doing what I love. And so that's where the idea of I won't live my life afraid came from, because we want other people to not feel like they can't live their lives even though there's terrible things going on all around us. Yeah.
Very impactful.
Yeah, but see, it's a deeper meaning than just
Exactly.
I'm alive. You know, like it's like I think that's another thing about it is people look at things for face value, and no one wants to do extra digging because it's extra effort, but sometimes it's imperative. Yeah.
My last question for you is, what are your plans for the new decade of 2020?
Take over, baby. Let's go. I'm writing my ass off. I have a huge chip in my shoulder, and it keeps growing with each album. And we're here. I'm ready to keep going. I feel stronger than ever. I think the songs that I'm writing are stronger than ever. I'm really pumped. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, we're excited to see what
We're really pumped.
We're really
Hell
pumped.
yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for
No
talking
problem.
to us.
Really good talk.
Again, that was Cody Carson from Set It Off. Serena and I were so happy to do this, and we want to thank him for talking with us. And we hope you guys enjoyed today's interview. So stay